Hello and welcome to the Warcraft III audio commentary. Today we're going to be watching a best of 1, 2, or 3. I'm not really sure how many games there are, what it is exactly, but nonetheless we're going to be watching a game. It's from WRL, I believe. And this is game 1 between Shao Kai. You know him, he's a great undead player. I'm going to call him Kai because that's, I'm not really sure I'm pronouncing his name right. Shao Kai maybe? I don't know. It's like X-I-A-O. It's Kai. He is the light blue undead with no in-game name because of the whole locale thingy for, you know, languages and whatever, Unicode and all that good stuff. But anyways, the point is he is the light blue undead down in the lower left part of the map. This map is going to be Secret Valley, and he's going to be going up against Check Poo, also known as Lin. Hey, very good orc. Actually, I talked about these games slightly yesterday, I think, on the live stream. If you missed it, it was the whole thing can be found at www.twitch.tv/pureb and then like /b/broadcast/21290. I don't. There's like numbers. You just go over there. If you just go to twitch.tv/pureb, there's like a past broadcast or something. You can click on that. Also highlights if you want to see like past games. I'm trying to get them all cut out into these little places. I was gonna put them on YouTube, and then I changed my mind because actually, it's a big hassle and it would just flood everyone's inboxes. So if you want to check those out, they are over there because I don't want to put like 16 videos up in one day because that'd kind of be mean of me. So I'm not gonna do that. But that's the case for sure. Anyways, those are in HD, but they're live stream videos, so they're not that great quality considering, you know, the casting for, you know, to cast for 8 hours. By the end of the day, you're gonna be like a little bit off your game. It's just the way it is. But anyway, enough of that stuff. Let's get to this game. We're gonna go ahead and see Lin. He is, of course, going with the Blade Master, the grunt. He's creeping out this null camp. It's gonna work out pretty well. He's got a shop right here. It's a voodoo lounge. He can go ahead and sell his TP right there, pick up some healing salves or etc. items if he wants to, which he probably will, so he can heal up. Alternatively, he probably won't even use them. Well, it depends on what he's gonna do, because if he's gonna, well, yeah, actually he will, because those guys are very low and it would take him really way too long to go down to a healing fountain to heal up, especially because I think with this build he wants to harass, and I'm not positive, but I think he does. But he's gonna go ahead and heal up, like you can see right there with the healing salves. 2 grunt tech, of course, that's standard such. And down here we can see for Kai, he's gone with a standard fiend build. He's gonna creep out just a little bit, take one of these skeleton warriors, scout, see what's going on the map. It's very important to know this is considered Orc Valley for a reason. Because it's very, you know, very good for orc players. It's not really the best for undead players, but that's, you know, simply because that Blade Master can creep up like a madman, get some crazy items. You can get very, very powerful claws. I mean, if you creep this gold mine, you can get plus 9 claw from this guy right here, and you can get plus 6 claw from that guy right there. That is what, plus 15 damage in 1 creep. You can do that 2 times, get plus 30 if you get really lucky. You can also get like Crown of, well, not Crown of Kings, you can't get, there's Helm of Valor and those types of items at the Reds, and you can get like, you know, all sorts of great items on this map. It's just, it's ridiculous. Plus you get those, you know, nice consumables from the middle of these 2 shops right here, which you can creep out with just your Blade Master. That will give you like, you know, Greater Healing or Potion of Invulnerability, something like that. Those items are very important for a Blade Master. Now we're actually going to go ahead and see Shao Kai going ahead, and he denied one of those skeletons, which is good because that's 12 experience. You really don't want to feed that to a Blade Master if you don't have to. And he's just going to scout with the skeleton. Unfortunately, it's not going to see all that much. If we see it's, yeah, didn't quite make it because he stopped to deny that skeleton. But you know what? It was worth it, I think, just to get, not to let this Blade Master have less experience. You don't want him to have too much. It can be a bit of a pain. Meanwhile, Check Poo or Lin has actually went ahead and picked up a Boots of Speed, as you can see, as well as a Circle of Nobility, and he is trying to use that to really whack down these fiends right here. And as you can see, actually decided to go for that Death Knight there, and with some nice micro, the Death Knight ended up not taking any damage. Unfortunately, right now for Kai, there's no Nubian Tower quite up yet, nor is that tech going to be finished for tier 2. So he's gonna have to deal with his Blade Master, and it's gonna have him take quite a bit of damage on this fiend right here, potentially even losing a fiend. Hopefully not. As you can see, this Nubian Tower about to finish, but it did cost him a coil, which didn't even heal the fiend all the way back up. As you can see, sitting at 200 life, not ideal. And if he puts another coil on that, then that Death Knight will be out of mana. Not a situation he wants to be in at all. Meanwhile, over here for Lin, he has these 4 grunts. He is creeping out this health fountain. Pretty good, you know, he's going to get that item. Actually, we can click and see what it is. It's going to be a Circle of Nobility. That is a great item, of course, going to provide him with 6 stats. A whopping 6 stats for 1 item slot is crazy, especially for like a level 2 item, which you can, you know, you can get like a plus 3 Slippers of Agility right there, or plus 3 Strength, or plus 3 Intelligence, or you can get double the stats and just have 2 go into each slot. And for Blade Master, that's perfectly fine because the Blade Master benefits really from every single stat quite well. Of course, most heroes do, but especially the Blade Master, he scales really well. As you can see, he's doing 108 damage damage crits at level 2. That's level 1 critical strike, so level 3 just now being picked up. He's going to pick up a Talisman of Evasion, probably going to sell that for about, I think, 200 gold. It's not really an item you need to keep. And a Gauntlets of Strength +3, so that's, of course, not going to go down. And we actually can see a peon right here, and Kai is going to scap. There's a peon right there, which means this is probably going to be an expansion. However, this is also going to be another 12 experience being picked up for that Blade Master. As soon as it goes down, there's the expansion. There's really no reason for him to delay that expansion at that point to try to make him think maybe he's not going with the expansion. He scouted the peon. He knows there's going to be an expansion. Might as well let him see it. And you might say, well, the skeleton died before the expansion actually was placed down. I'm not sure if that exactly was the case, but it's very close. But the point is that actually your guy has vision for about 2 or 3 seconds after he dies. So little known fact that, you know, every player knows. So it's not, I guess it's really not all that little known, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and mention that because you never know how many people here might have forgotten little things like that. It's, you know, it's little things like that you got to keep in mind. Meanwhile, this Death Knight's still not quite level 3, but he's actually getting fairly close to that. As you can see, sitting at 433 experience out of 500, and he's going to come down here and probably try to pick up some skeletons. He figures maybe there's some down here, maybe there's not. As it turns out, he really ideally would like to cancel this. This is what he wants, but there is a Blade Master on him right behind him, so he's going to have to be a little bit careful here, but he's probably willing to take some damage to try to take this down if he can. Alternatively, he might try to pick up that item. Unfortunately, he wasn't quite quick enough, and the Blade Master with an empty slot finally will be able to pick that up, and that's going to be the case. Now, he's not going to really bother too much, it looks like, with trying to take that down because he knows that he won't be able to, and that Blade Master is actually just going to do a lot of damage to him. And so instead he decides to run these skeletons away, bring in some more skeletons around. Going to kill another sheep, just using skeletons all over the map. Why not? And see what you can do with them. Not going to be a whole lot, but you can, you know, buy a little bit of time, I guess, for the Blade Master to chase you around the map. I'm not super sure about all that, but nonetheless, we can see over here the Tauren Chieftain with the 4 grunts trying to creep up, about to hit level 2, going to creep out this gold mine, and that will give him level 2, as well as 2 baller items. Over here we can see there's a raider out now. And does he have ensnare research? I'm not. He does. There we go. I'm not really sure. And oh, well, over here we actually have the Lich as well of a 6 fiends right there. Gonna go ahead and cancel that expansion. You know, the Death Knight running into the base, that was pretty clever. Then, you know, allowed him to do that, allowed him to buy some time, and canceling that expansion is really good. You really don't want that to go up, especially with the Tauren Chieftain as the second hero. And he did even pick up a Claws of Attack +6 and a Mantle of Intelligence. Oh no, he picked up, I'm sorry, a Talisman of Evasion. He already had the Claws, Talisman of Evasion, and a Mantle of Intelligence +3 from that creep camp right there. And he's gonna run these skeletons up here and just say, are there gonna be any peons coming down here to rebuild that expansion? I need to know. But that Blade Master is gonna say, I don't want you to know if there is, and he's just gonna go ahead and prevent him from really getting any more additional scouting information from right there. Meanwhile, Lin is taking to tier 3. Over here we can see that Shao Kai is creeping. Gonna go ahead and see a Dusk Casted, trying to make sure he doesn't get that stuff stolen from him. He's about to level 3, so he wants to go ahead and kill this so he can go ahead and get a level 2 coil for so close. Unfortunately, gonna get a nice, well, really nice crit, 110 damage, as you can see, crit for that Blade Master to kill that fiend, and he won't be able to save that. Now, he could have just coiled it, you know, but it would have been slightly inefficient. However, he would have lived, so go figure. It would have been worth it. Although it might have died during the TP. I don't really know. If, you know, there's always an issue, right? But anyway, so here's the Tauren Chieftain. He is at level 2 with these Blade Master right here at level 3, going to join up with each other. Now we might see a couple items being swapped around. He's actually keeping the Talisman Evasion. Going to pass over, I believe, the Mantle of Intelligence +3. Yes, indeed. Or was it the Gauntlets? It might have been Gauntlets. No, I guess it was a Mantle, I think. I don't have any clue. Anyways, but he's now up to +16 damage. Going to do 126 damage crits until he levels up, which is going to be, you know, right after this thing dies. No, I'm wrong. Okay, so somewhere in this creep. There it goes. And now we're going to start seeing those next up level crits, the level 2 crits, which are going to be, well, he hasn't quite skilled it yet. Also going to pick up a Tome of Agility, maybe not, or he's not going to. Meanwhile, we got some skeletons running across the map, trying to get some scouting information. Got some raiders ensnaring 3 of them, but there were 4, so this one right here will actually make it across the map. And that's going to give enough information for Kai to say, I can run up this way. What is he going to do up here? I don't really know. As really not a lot to creep right there, but there it is. Nonetheless, we have the Skeleton Warrior. He's actually been doing a lot of damage over time to this Voodoo Lounge. Every time he just keeps running these Skeleton Warriors to attack this thing. It's really kind of far away, so it's not really going to be repaired anytime soon. Not probably, at least. But it might eventually before it dies. Who knows? But that's actually really nice because that's going to allow, should Kai decide to go for a push on the base, you know, to quickly kill that shop off. And that would be really nice and very useful before battle starts. But meanwhile, we can actually see that Shekpu, or Mr. Lin right here, he did get dusted while at the outskirts of the Undead player's base. As the Undead player decides to move out just a little bit, he does have a Potion of Greater Mana on that Death Knight, which is quite nice. And this Lich right here is sitting here with a Rod of Necromancy, Sacrificial Skull. Gonna go ahead and be able to do some kind of fighting with that. I don't know. He could heal himself a little bit more with the Sacrificial Skull. That'll help. You know, if you place that down, you get Blight, and all undead units on the Blight actually go ahead and benefit from 2 HP additional regeneration per second, which is not bad, actually. He's going to go ahead and try to do that here. Now, unfortunately, this is kind of a telltale sign. If you walk by this, you're going to see that Blight. He could have used that a little bit closer up here. That would have been maybe been nicer. But I guess it doesn't really matter because he does have a statue coming up here to try to reinforce his army. He's going to go ahead and let that statue die while he finishes off this level 7 Ogre Camp. Going to see a crystal ball. Will he grab that or not? He will. And will he take this fight or TP? Sorry about that. He's going to TP out. I'm going to cost a... looks like both of his statues have died for that. It's a little unfortunate, and this Tauren Chieftain sitting with some nice items at level 3. Wand of Menace Stealing as well as a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. He does have the Talisman of Evasion as well as the Blade Master with the Talisman of Evasion. Not bad. The Blade Master actually sold one of his Claws of Attack +6 to pick up an Orb of Lightning. That does give you 5 additional damage, so he only loses 1 damage, and he also gets the ability to occasionally purge targets, which is pretty nice. As you can see, it actually stops him from moving for a couple of seconds. It looks like, I guess, 3 seconds? Yeah. 3 seconds, yeah, and then they move like slow, I think, after for like a couple seconds. I'm not entirely sure the exact stats on that. It's really nice. It also does some damage. As you can see, 150 damage to bonus damage to summoned units, so like skeletons and such. And I think that's only when they actually proc the purge. I'm pretty sure about that. I could be wrong. I guess we're about to find out. Right? Oh, oops. Yeah, it's only when they proc the purge then. But that's, you know, it's still really nice. It's still, you know, it's 4 hits to kill a skeleton. I mean, it's a Blade Master. He could crit, he could purge. Either one would pretty much kill the skeleton. Meanwhile, we actually have 4 skeletons moving up here. And are they going to do anything? It looks like they're going to try to just harass a little bit. It's nice to do this because even though it costs you a little bit as the undead player, but you know it's probably costing the Orc player a bit as well. I think it definitely does. And if you get kills, then it's, oh god, is it worth it? And I mean, look at this. He's not mining for a little while. Having to move these guys back into these burrows. It's just a big hassle. Now they're trying to get back into their location. You have to micro those guys. It takes APM away from the Orc. And, you know, it's one of those things that if the Orc doesn't respond to it, if he just doesn't notice for a little bit, then he's going to lose a couple of peons. It's well worth it in that case. And over here, we can see that this has been a tiny Great Hall being placed down. A burrow's going up, and he's going to have that expansion running. He's going to be pretty happy about that. Getting a Tome of Experience while creeping off this red right here. It looks like Lynn has been doing, or at least getting the better of pretty much all the experience on this map, getting the better items, etc. But we will see a fight, it looks like, going underway. Dark Ranger, now this is not really an ideal situation for the undead player. As you can see, he's just trying to run back here, but here comes that Tauren Chieftain. He's going to get a very nice big stomp, hitting on almost every single one of those. Actually hitting all of the fiends, it looks like, indeed stunning them for quite a long time. And we're going to see that Dark Ranger unfortunately going down to some really nasty focus fire. We're going to see another fiend going down as well. That Blade Master is going to pick up level 5, and he is sitting at plus 25 damage. He does have that Kodo Aura right there, which is also really, really nice, and allow him to do some plus damage. And we're going to see a couple of these grunts maybe going down, maybe not. The Orc, the undead player, unfortunately just getting caught in such a bad spot right here, and he's going to go ahead and call a good game. Unfortunately for him, just not at all ideal fighting position right there. Plus his items weren't really up to par. His hero level slightly behind, and you know, out economied, etc. Not really a good game. Just sometimes it can be a hard map to play. That's game 1 though. If you'd like to check out game 2, then there's an annotation link that you can click right there. It'll take you on over, and we'll see you there and go. Keyboard. We'll see you there in game 2.